Algebra, what's going on? I'm sitting here on a rainy Monday. I've not seen the rain for a while. I haven't seen the rain since the beginning of this whole fiasco that we're in. If you remember, Thursday and Friday, March 12th and 13th, it was a rainy day here, and that's what made it so weird in the first place. I remember those days. I'll never forget those days, by the way. All right, so we are going to do a throwback unit. This is a throwback from the old days. You should remember this. It is a statistical unit that we do at the end of the year involving mean, median, mode, and range. These are your notes, and you will need a calculator. You could either use an old-fashioned calculator like this one. I used to have a box of them in my classroom. Or you could use your iPhone-ulator, okay? If you're watching this on a computer, you can use an iPhone, or you can find a calculator from somewhere, or maybe you could use your mom's phone. I'm not sure, but you're gonna have to find a cell phone. Most electronic devices have calculators on them, okay? Including computers. You can find one somewhere, okay? And even if you know how to do this, just take the notes anyway. It is worth half of the assignment. Here we go. We're going to do a bit of a warm-up because you are going to have to know how to, we're going to go back to rounding. We're going to have to round our answers to the nearest tenth. Warm-up, and my directions here in my warm-up are going to be round these to the nearest tenth. That says round to the nearest tenth. All right, let's do a couple. 1.54, 0.8814, 3.976, and let's do a little rule box here. So these are my three things I'm going to round to the nearest tenth. 1.54, 0.8814, and 3.9764. If you remember, the rule on rounding is if the spot you're rounding, you look to the right. If it's 5 or more, we're going to add 1. If it's 4 or below, it stays the same. So let's go ahead and look at this one. The 10th spot is the first one to the right of the decimal. It is this guy. I'm looking to his right. I see a 4. That category is the same. So that means if I'm rounding to the nearest tenth, I've got 1.5, the rest is gone. It stays the same. Since that was a 4, the 5 stayed. Next one, I'm circling the 10th. All of these are going to be the 10th. I'm looking to the right. I see an 8. An 8 falls in the category of add 1. I'm adding 1 to my circled number. That turns into, from 8 to a 9, I added 1, the rest is gone. There's my answer. Next, I see a decimal. Here's my 10th. Let's look to the right. That 7 falls into the category of plus 1. I know that 9 plus 1 is 10. I'm carrying the 1 across the decimal. 3 plus 1 is 4. The rest is gone, okay? So that's just a quick warm-up. We are rounding all of our stuff to the nearest 10th. First portion is the mean. The mean of any statistical set of numbers, or any set of numbers, is really, I want to make this A a little bit bigger, okay? Because that's the key right there. The mean is the average. And how you find the average of something is you add a set of numbers up and divide by the amount of numbers. Add set of numbers up and divide by the amount of numbers, including if there is a 0. All right? Let's Let's do an example. Let's take some quiz scores. You guys know what quiz scores are. They're those things we take in school. Okay, your quiz scores were 85%, a 61%, a 98%. Oh, you got a 0%. Yikes. And a 60%. So there are 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quiz scores. 85, 61, 98, 0, and 60. Do you think this guy passed? It looks like he may have. 85 is good, 60 is okay, 98 is perfect, 60 is whatever, but that 0, watch what the 0 does, okay? We add this whole thing up on your calculators, you should get 304. And I'm going to divide that by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 304 divided by 5 is 60.8. And that is the average of those quiz scores. Add them all up, divide by the number. All right? Let's do one more example. We're going to go hours worked. Like your shifts, okay? Like a work shift. You worked 9 hours, 10 hours, another 9 hours, 8.5, 7, 10, 5, and 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. When you go ahead and add this up, and you guys, it is good practice using a calculator, using a phonulator, whatever you want, but this is a life skill that you need. You should have gotten 61.5. All right? That's what you should have gotten when you added all the amount of hours worked, okay? And we're dividing that by 8. And your calculators, when you do 61.5 divided by 8, you should have gotten 7.687. And maybe a couple other numbers on there. We're rounding that to the nearest 10th. That means it's this one right here, the 6. We're looking to the right. It is an 8. That falls into add 1 to that 6 column. 7.7 hours worked. That's your mean hours worked. And that's a lot. You guys, that's like how much you guys work in school. You're here for about 7 hours a day. Some of you guys are here a little bit before. Some of you guys are here a little bit after school. All right. Next. Median. The median. Okay. Let me focus this up. Median sounds like medium. Median is the middle number. That's the middle number, okay? But it is, oopsie, sorry, so sorry. Let's go, focus, got it. Focus! Okay, so the median is like the medium, it's like the middle, okay? If you run across Hawthorne Boulevard, there's a little median. It's like a little concrete curb, and it's like the safe zone, you know, where cars aren't supposed to hit you. It's not very safe to be on the median, by the way. If it's an emergency, you can stay there, but you guys should be using the crosswalks. Okay, the median, it's the middle number, but we have to put the numbers in order from least to greatest first. Okay, so that's what I'm going to write. Put in order from least to greatest. Then we're going to count to the middle. here's my example. Three, 4, 1, 6, 5, 4, and 7. There's example 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. And here's example 2. 4, 6, 8, 1, 5, 10. 4, 6, 8, 1, 5, 10. Okay, if you are a person who doesn't listen or doesn't like to listen to me when I'm teaching, you will just go, oh, I got this. Simple. The middle number is 6. Okay? No, you have to put it in order from least to greatest, and here's how you do that. You take your pencil and you cross them out as you go. So what's the lowest number? 1. I'm putting it there. What's the next one? I've got a 3. Looks like I got 2 4s, 4 and 4. I've got a 5, a 6, and a 7. You have to cross them out or else you will get lost. And you have to make sure that you have the right amount of numbers. Mine is right because I crossed them out. All right, let's go ahead and count in on this. The middle number is, let's see, 1, 2, there it is. It's 4. There's only one middle number here, okay? If it's an odd set of numbers, it is going to be one number for your median. Watch what happens with example 2. I'm putting in order from least to greatest. 1. What else? We've got a 4. There's a 5. We've got a 6. 8, and then the last one is 10. This time, when I count in, I'm going to find, I've got this guy's, this one, there's 2 middle numbers now. There's 2. There was only 6 of these, so there's going to be 2 middle numbers. It is 5 and 6. That does not mean that there's 2 medians. If there's 2 middle numbers, I have to divide it by 2 after I add it up. So I'm going to take the mean of these 2. So if 2 middles add and divide by 2, 5 plus 6 equals 11, and 11 divided by 2 equals 5.5. That's the most important concept on the median. If there are 2 middles, you add and divide by 2. Okay, I know that this is a review for some of you guys, but that doesn't mean that you remember every single thing about it. Okay, so we are moving on to the easy ones. The mode and the range. Okay. The mode. Well, the mode means the most. Most common, or the one that's in there the most often. Let's have an example 1 right here. Let's go 3, 5, 3, 6, 7, 1, 5. Now once we're looking at this, we go, okay, I see only 1, 1, so that's out of here. I only see 1, 7, you're gone. I see 1, 6, you're gone. I see 2 3s. And I see 2 5s. Guess what? There can be 2 modes. Modes are 3 and 5. Take down this information. There can be 1 mode or more. If there was only, if there was 4 3s in here, the mode would be 3. If there was 2 3s, 2 5s, and 2 1s, there would be 3 modes. It'd be 3, 5, and 1. Okay? If there's not one or more, then there can be no mode. So if there's not a repeat in any list of numbers, you just write no mode. There can be no mode. Okay? So there's my mode. And finally, the easiest one is the range. The range is the difference between the biggest and the smallest numbers. So that'd be the huge range of values. It's the biggest minus the smallest. So difference between biggest number and smallest number. The difference is when you subtract, okay? The sum is when you add, the difference is when you subtract. Let's do an example. 8, 12, 15, 100, 101, 120, 3, 5. Okay. Here's my list of numbers. Let's circle the biggest and the smallest. Biggest, 120. Smallest, 3. 120 minus 3 equals 117. There is my range. Okay? Easy one. Here's what we're going to do. Today, when you're going to get this on Tuesday, I'm going to just have you guys